also a ThetaHealing instructor and also a ThetaHealing practitioner. So today I'm going to share with you what is ThetaHealing, how ThetaHealing has changed my life, and how it can change yours too. Alright? So there are power in your thoughts and words. So can I ask you a question? How many of you are here who wants to lose weight but ended up putting on more weight? Okay, yes. So do you know why? That's because you need to put on weight in order to lose it, right? So instead of asking, to lose weight, maybe perhaps it would be good that if you could actually ask for a healthy body, a body size, or a body weight that makes you feel good, alright? And how many of you who are here that always like to say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I can't afford it? Anybody? Okay. So, well, the more that you tell yourself that you don't have time and you don't have the money, the more you ended up do not have any of the time and the money. So, you should probably start telling yourself that, hey, I have plenty and I have plenty of time. Because you see, there are words in your thoughts and power. So spoken words, right, is effective 30 to 40% of the time. And for visualizing what you want, it is effective 50% of the time. Alright? But if you manifest using ThetaHealing, can anyone guess how effective it is? Anybody want to have a wild guess? Anybody?
20%.
Okay, yes, you're right. Smart. It's up to 80 to 90% of the time. So you can imagine how powerful it is, right? So if you want something in your life, but you ended up not having it, most likely it's because that you have certain limiting beliefs blocking you. Let me share with you an example of what is limiting beliefs. Alright? So if you want to be rich and you want to have plenty of money, but your ancestor has this belief program that money is the root of evil. It is pretty common, right? That your ancestors have this kind of belief, right? And you sort of inherited it. So what's gonna happen? Do you think that you can still get the money and be rich? Most likely not, right? Because you subconsciously may shun away all opportunities, alright? In order to get what you want in your life. So what can you do? So you can actually discover this limiting belief program and get help with a Theta Healer to change it, or you could use Theta Healing technique to change it yourself. And your thoughts also can change this too, because thoughts can change DNA. Alright? Okay, so let me share with you one of the stories that how I discovered Theta Healing. So back in 2005, I was in a very, very, very bad place. I tried all ways and nothing works for me. And in 2011, I started learning Theta Healing. So what happened to me? I learned Theta Healing with the intention to heal myself, just solely for healing myself. And as I continued to heal myself and clear myself from sadness, depression, resentment, regret, we all have all these kind of negative emotions in us, right? The more that I clear all these negative emotions, I begin to realize one thing, that my manifestation power has increased tremendously. Not just only that, the way how I feel about myself and all my relationships, right, the dynamic has shifted positively. So here's a story about an example of how my thoughts and belief programs created my reality. Okay, so this is the story about my boss. So back in 2011, I worked in an investment bank. I was an investment banker. So I had this boss. He had very bad temper. So he always scolded his staff, especially me. So the worst that I could recall was I was assisting him preparing some presentation slides, right, for a pitch. So what happened was he was so annoyed because as an ex-auditor, we are not really good in doing fancy presentation. So he was very annoyed with my work. So he pushed the monitor, right? And then show it to everyone and telling everyone in the room. You know, when I opened this slide, I thought my iPad got problem. So I felt so humiliated and depressed. And I was like, oh my god, like I feel so terrible about myself. I felt unworthy. So I booked a Theta Healing session. And in the session, my practitioner actually dug and looked deeper and found limiting belief programs. So guess what I believe? I believe the more that I get scolding, the better I become. So in the Chinese, right, there's a Chinese saying, right, 打是疼骂是爱, right? Anyone familiar with this? Right. So for those who don't understand, it means if I hit you, that's because I care for you. And if I scold you, it means that I love you. Alright? So I realized that this is something that is ingrained in myself. So what happened was like, I found it ingrained in myself because in Asian families, it is more common to criticize than to praise. So after finding out these limiting belief programs, right, the Theta practitioner actually helped me to shift it, and then with my permission, of course, and then after they shifted, guess what happened? My boss stopped scolding me. And even when he scolded other employees, right, or other staff, right, I wasn't there. I was not in the presence. So this shift of belief programs actually helped to manifest a different reality for me. Okay, so this is just one of the many examples of how Theta Healing has changed my life. In fact, it has changed my life so much that I quit my job and followed my passion. So that's why I'm here. Yeah. So, thank you. So in 2015, after I was attending Theta Healing Intuitive Anatomy course, it struck me, oh my god, my life has changed so much. And then I decided to become a Theta Healer and a Theta Healing Instructor to help others to change their belief program so that they can create the life that they want. Okay, so why Theta Healing, right? A lot of you, after hearing my story, you'll be wondering, oh, what's Theta Healing, right? So Theta Healing is actually is a meditative technique that focuses on thoughts and prayers. Okay, it teaches us how to put our natural intuition in use, relying on conditional love of the Creator to do the actual work. So we believe by changing our brainwaves into theta waves, that you can actually create instantaneous physical and emotional healing. There are 5 main types of brainwaves: alpha, beta, gamma, theta, and delta. So when we are talking right now, we are actually putting our mind in beta waves. Alright? Alpha state is actually very deep relaxation state where when you meditate, right, you are in that state. People who have difficulty in this brainwave often cannot remember clearly. Alright? So when they cannot remember clearly, it means that they couldn't generate sufficient alpha brainwaves. Alright? There's no connection between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And for theta is actually a very powerful state. It can be compared to, like kids when they're playing video games. So you can compare it to the trance that, the kids have it when they're playing video games. And also another example will be people walking hot cold, right, without getting burned. So that's also another example of theta state. And finally, we have like the delta state, which is when we are in deep sleep mode, the brain cycle is very slow. And gamma wave is actually involved higher activity, which usually you have it in your problem-solving mode or active learning mode. So scientists, right, actually discovered that certain brain waves actually help relieve stress, increase verbal ability, and even your IQ. And also it helps to reduce pain and stimulate the release of happy hormones such as endorphins. So, why theta healing? How it can help your loved ones, how you can achieve your goals. So why theta healing is the answer? Because you see, changing belief can be very difficult, right? And especially we are a product of a different belief system because of our different upbringing, right? Just now I was talking with the host here. She was mentioning about different upbringings, how it affects us. Different upbringings, our ancestors, like the Chinese families, right? And also, if you believe in past life, some of these belief programs may carry from the past incarnations, reincarnations, and some are even at a deeper level, which is the soul level, that you may not even aware of it. Okay? So why theta healing? So theta state is a powerful state where we believe that if you're in theta state, you can create everything and you can create and change your reality instantly.